It's another Fed week here where we expect the Fed to hike interest rates. And it's really important to get a sense of the market getting into the meeting ahead of it so that you can best react and manage your trading based on whatever news unfolds. So let's take a look at the SPY. And before we look at the charts, important reminder that trading and investing can be extremely risky business. Therefore, it's your responsibility to evaluate any information, opinion, advice, or other content contained in this video. All right, so here we've got the SPY monthly chart. Now I cleaned it up good because I just want to do a quick check-in of where we are going from monthly down to weekly down to daily. So you can see that here is the September bar. Obviously it's not finished because we're ahead of the September 21st Fed meeting. But we can see that the action off of the August high has retraced or recouped or taken back some of the gains off of this June low. The thing is, though, at the same time that there's been this weakness, look at the RSI power zones. Now, that's my favorite momentum indicator. It starts hanging out in what I call the bull support power zone. So this is giving us a little glimmer of hope that maybe the market is kind of not going to just fall out of bed. It has fallen in the past week, yes, but maybe it'll stabilize here and find a footing. But I don't want to take that off the monthly chart alone. So I'm going to take this down to a weekly chart. Now, all I did was change the time frame. And now every candlestick is representing 1 week of price action. Now here we can see that yes, we are weakening still off the August 19th high, and that was accelerated by the move off of the September 16th high. And so right now what we have is that last week was an outside bar. This whole red candle swallowed up the past couple of candles. But also on the weekly chart, the RSI power zones are just hanging out in the bull support power zone. Now, how the RSI power zones look is not just about where the current RSI value is, it's about the trends in the RSI itself and the patterns that present themselves. And I get into that in depth in my 4 zones RSI coverage system. The thing is that right now with the SPY, we're at this sort of wait and see. And you can see it in more detail on the daily chart, and I'll take you there in a second. All right, so here on the daily chart is where we see even more detail of what's going on with the SPY. And what I was talking about earlier about the market kind of looking like it's going to find a footing, that's exactly what's going on here. So we have had a move lower that took us out last week, right? That's where that big red candle comes from on the weekly chart. But notice that on the RSI power zones on the daily chart of the SPY, it's still hanging out somewhat near the bull support power zone, in this case slightly below, but it's also having a disconnect between price and momentum. Again, something I dive into in my 4 zones RSI. Now, my 4 zones RSI, like any of my other educational courses, they teach you what I call how to fish for setups, right? How to go out into any active market, any time frame, and find setups in momentum and market timing and price action for yourself. The thing is, especially those of you who are newer to trading, or maybe kind of dusting yourself off after some losses and you want to, revisit your approach, you're going to learn better, whether it's learning new or relearn, if I give you some fish, right? So that you're not starving while you learn. And I do that in the skinny on the mini. So here I'm looking at the SPY, but in the skinny on the mini, I look at the E-mini S&P 500 futures market multiple times a week. And I come in right before the market open with my analysis. Now, the E-mini S&P 500 is not the same exact market as the SPY, but they're both tied to, that's right, the S&P 500. So let's take a look here at what I had noted in my skinny report and what happened on the SPY. So it just brought us a little closer to the action. And in the morning skinny report for today, Monday, September 19th, I did a full analysis of the SPY long-term chart, but then the ES weekly and daily charts. And I said, guys, the market's looking for a footing to make a bottom. Whether it's going to be short term or not is yet to be seen, but the market wants to find a bottom here. And so the intraday action suggested further upside. And you can see with the green candle that resulted today, that's exactly what happened. Now, it's important now to lay out the next steps, and I'll go in detail in tomorrow's skinny on the mini, but as a framework, let's look at the nearby price, supply, and demand areas, otherwise known as resistance and support, that you should be keeping an eye on into the Fed meeting. Okay, so these sort of jump out to me in the charts because I've just been doing this for so many years, but I do teach you in my various courses how I plot some of my resistance levels. And right now, one of the ones that's jumping out to me on the SPY is right here at 396.20. we have 408.46 and 411.73. Now, there are other minor ones along the way, okay? But the thing I'm seeing here is that if this current renewed strength that's supported by a bullish pattern on the RSI, if it's able to clear 396.20, then that will be a sign that we'd likely get back towards this 400 level, or specifically 408 to 411. Then we would have to see if the market really wants to continue higher from there. If the market weakens from current levels, then the next support is here at 380.66. Beyond that is 378.57, and then 371.04. So you can see here, as I zoom in, that right now where the SPY is, there's a resistance level and then a zone of resistance, two levels close together. And right now on the support, there's a zone of support, two levels close together, and then a support level. Again, there are others in between, and you can study my E-mini S&P 500 futures intraday analysis and easily translate my support and resistance levels over to your SPY trading if you trade the SPY, because I don't just give the number like I am in this video, I give a full explanation of exactly where I'm deriving that level from. So you can recreate it, again, on either the big S&P 500 futures market if you're trading that, on the micro futures market, that's ticker MES, if that's what you trade, or like I showed you here, the SPY itself. All right, so now we have a game plan heading into the day before the FOMC. And again, I'll keep you all up to date with the details, the intricacies in the skinny and the mini. But right now, the SPY is looking like it's room to find footing, and we'll see what unfolds. So if you haven't already, be sure to join my tribe, subscribe to my channel, comment down below, share what golden nuggets you got taken away from this video, what value it added, like and follow, and I'll catch you on the inside. You can sign up with the link to join my tribe and get my hot, timely, actionable updates as soon as I publish right to your inbox.